Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another recap of Zatima, episode 12 of season 2, Risky Business. So, after Fatima and Paul leave the club, Zach and Tony leave the club because now they're headed back to Angela's house. So at that moment, Angela and Sam decides to leave. So listen, we gotta go. So basically, everybody just leaves. Nate and Belinda still at the club. So by this time, Fatima and Paul are back at Angela's house, and Fatima was like, she was in the mood because she's horny. So they were starting, to get down, busy doing a little kissing and whatnot. And then next, she's like, listen, I can't do this. So she ended up pulling Paul off. Mind you, he's still trying to get the goods. And she was like, listen, I can't do this. So they sit down and she talks. She was like, listen, I can't do this. And he was like, yeah, I know. I've been going for therapy for years. And she was like, I was doing the same thing in my late 20s because I have a problem with anger and frustration. So now that she's sitting back talking it out, she was like, dang, I really can't do this. So he was like, listen, I know you can't do this because he's not me. And, well, yes, he's not me or I'm not him. So, yeah, she was like, yeah, hopefully you understand. But he's still trying to, get it. So, but I get it. And she was just talking about all the things and stuff like that they was going through. He was like, yeah, I totally get it. But therapy helps. And it's funny how we both like the same things. And we got like a vibe chemistry here. And I like really all this other stuff. He was like, so how do you know these things? He was like, I picked that up off of dinner. And she was like, wow, you listen. But it's just like everything's coming back to Zach, and she really not ready to let that up. So as they're talking and whatnot, Angela comes into her house, and she was like, what was y'all doing? And at this moment, Fatima been told Paul that he should get ready to leave, and at that same time, Angela comes and said, you need to leave. And he was like, nah, if that's the case, we should stay, because this Zach is on his way. So he gets up, starts putting on his sweater, and Sam was like, oh, I could stay too. And then Angela was like, no, y'all can go. This is my place. I do not want to damage or anything, shape, form, or fashion. And next she hurries them both out the door. And her and Angela are talking, whatever. So after Paul and Sam get outside, next pulls up Tony with Zach, and Tony is on some type of fighting situation. He was like, nah, just chill. So they get out the car, and Paul was like, Zach, you're a lucky man. She loves you and stuff like that. You don't got nothing to worry about. You're a good dude, and I don't got no problem with that. So Tony's still on defense mode trying to attack somebody. He ended up hurting himself in the process. So Paul and Sam leave. Next, Zach shakes his head at his boy like, whatever. So he goes and knocks on the door. He comes in. Angela was like, dang, that's fast. Next, Fatima gets up and runs. It was like, listen, tell him I'm asleep. So she goes to hide behind a wall in Angela's living room, and Zach comes in. It was like, listen, Fatima, I just want to talk. And Angela was like, she's not here. He was like, I heard her. And Angela was like, you see, I told you nobody's here. He was like, well, I love her. I just want to talk to her. Well, whatever. So eventually they end up leaving. And then Fatima is just like, dang, I really love this dude. Like, I'm just mad and frustrated. So it's now the next day. She's headed to work. Well, she's at work or whatever. And she gets a phone call, and it happens, and at the same time Angela comes in. Wait, I'm trying to think. Hold on. I don't want to be like all over the place here. Yes. So Angela comes in while she's on the phone call, and it happens to be Dr. Reed, and he's like, I want to, do you have time at 12 o'clock to come through? Because it's about Zach. And she was like, no, I'm good. I'm fine, whatever. And she was like, but Dr. Reed was persistent. And when she got the phone, she was like, yeah, I'll come. So after she got off the phone, Angela was like, who is that? And she was like, Dr. Reed. And she was like, he wanted to talk to me about Zach. And then Angela was kind of like on the fence with Zach, like, listen, I understand this is what's going on, but maybe you should take him up off on an offer. And also, Zach was acting sad last night. And then Fatima was like, you on his side now? But she was like, well, so that was that. Then next you know, Zach is at his office, and he's sitting on his lounge couch, and then Bryce still pressing about this property thing, and he's just like, listen, I'm not in the mood for it. He was like, listen, I can see you in the mood. If you can see this man is in the mood, why are you still pressing about some daggone property? So eventually Zach told him, like, listen, I'm not thinking about this right now. But then again, he was like, yeah, I also checked it out. But it's like, it's so contradictory because that's not what he's trying to think about. He's thinking about his girl, and this other stuff is not. This is basically just giving him cloud of judgment. So he eventually agreed with Bryce. So yeah, I'm coming to do the property, and he was like, all right, cool. I'll text you when the investor will tell us what time to meet us there. So after they're talking, Zach decides to go meet up with his mom, but in the process, he sees Connie, and then Connie, you know, still trying to flirt with the dude, and stuff like that. And it's just like, well, dang. I missed the whole part. Let me pause. I believe, yes, last episode, Fatima's dad goes to talk to Zach and gives him some good, encouraging advice about Fatima. And you know, when you're feeling hurt, you do stupid stuff. So they both agreed that, you know, that this talk that never happened and stuff like that. But before that, Deja was trying to flirt with the dad. Like, bro, it was crazy. But yeah, if y'all keeping up, y'all would know. Sorry, I had to put that in there. I totally forgot. So let's get back forward. So after that, Fatima, she's walking in the hallways, I guess after doing some more business or whatnot, and Paul's there. He was like, listen, hey, what are you doing? She was like, he's just here to pick up some tools. And she was like, yeah. So he was asking to take her to lunch. She was like, no, I got a meeting with Dr. Reed. And then he was like, well, maybe let's do dinner. And she was like, okay, maybe 8. He was like, no, 7. I'm just trying to spend more time with you. He was like, well, 8. Let's do 8. He was like, all right, cool. So Angela's in the hallway. When she sees them, she was like, listen, let's do lunch. And she was like, no, we can't do lunch because remember I got an appointment with Dr. Reed. And she was like, I'll just get a shake on the way there. And Angela was like, a shake? Nah, I will bring you back some food, girl. You know Angela, she gotta eat. Like, she gotta get her some food. Like, we don't play about food. We hungry. So she was like, okay, cool. So she left to go do her thing. Now, Zach wants to go visit his mom. He sees Connie in the process, and she's still trying to flirt with him, talking about her best friend down there misses him and stuff like that. He was like, why you gotta be loud and be all out the way? And she was like, listen, all right, I'll talk lower. She was like, listen, you hear that? She misses you. I was like, girl, please. So he was like, have you seen my mom? She was like, yeah, she's down there by the house or whatever. So he gets there to talk to see his mom and his brother. And she's talking about, Jeremiah's talking about, you gotta pay us to talk to you. He was like, oh, for whatever. I really gotta do that. So he ended up going in his wallet, giving $100 to talk to Jeremiah. And he was like, listen, I gotta talk to you. So eventually, the mom was like, okay, I'll talk to you, but you gotta take me to go get another cigarette. And he was like, fine, all right, let's go. And then he was like, Jeremiah, you come too. Then he was like, no, I'm not coming with you. Come on, let's go. So that was that. Next thing you know, Fatima, she gets to Dr. Reed's office, and he was like, I got to show you something about Zach. So he takes her into the office, and next thing you know, it's Zach, his mom, and Jeremiah sitting there on the couch, and it's just like,
Okay, I guess they're really going to get to the bottom of this. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. Hopefully it wasn't too all over the place. I just had to put that out there because it felt like I forgot something, and clearly I did. So with that being said, I'll see you at the next one. Bye.